What is up, guys? Welcome back to subscriber tips number 5, I believe. 5 already, man. Anyways, in this video, we are going to take a look at running the gun empty bunch wide scheme, mini scheme. And this is what I ran a lot in the Madden Bowl tournament. And it gave my opponents a lot of trouble because of how difficult it is to defend the plays drive wide corner and post corner read. However, there are some other plays in this formation that are pretty solid. Drag curl's a nice play. You've got drive wheel, which is a great cover 2 beater. And if you have a mobile quarterback, the QB draw is not a bad call either because it allows you to kind of surprise your opponent. And kind of a cute little thing is that if your quarterback has 90 jump rating, so like Randall Cunningham, Marcus Mariota, and Ultimate Team, then you can do the pile jump from the draw. So just keep that in mind that if they have 90 jump, you can hold the left trigger and tap the X button and you'll jump over the pile for a touchdown near the goal line. So not a terrible call because I doubt anybody will run commit against you if you were to come out on the 2-yard line in this formation. So just kind of think about that. What we're going to do is start out by breaking down how to pick up pressure out of this formation. And there are 2 primary means. Now, I'm not going to set up any pressure. I'm just going to show you the 2 ways that I like to set up pressure, or pick up pressure. So the way that I like to do this is if we want to pick up right-sided pressure, those are typically the hard pressures to pick up, your slant show 2s, your 3-4 odd, 3-4 over, pressures like that. There are 2 ways to do that. The first way is to motion the running back into the backfield and then max protect and then slide protect to the left. Now that doesn't make sense, right? You're thinking running back left, slide left, picks up pressure on the right. It absolutely does. I promise you it does. Test it out for yourself if you don't believe me. So that is the first way to pick up right-sided pressure. The second way is a little bit more creative, and the way that you do that is you can motion in anybody on this side, preferably Cook or Adams, since they're off the line of scrimmage and easier to snap. But you're just going to motion them in a couple steps and snap the ball right here, and then they kind of help pick up pressure, help you block the pressure as well. So that is another way you can do it. Like I said, you can always motion in this receiver and do the same thing. So just like so, you see that he helps on the edge, and he allows us, the ability to throw the ball, get a little bit of extra help on the edge. With Janice, you're not going to be able to do it as well. I mean, you can, but I just prefer to block the tight end or the wide receiver. Now, depending on how you run this scheme, you may need the tight end on a route. So you can motion in Janice or Adams if you have to. So that's how you pick up the right-sided pressure. The left-sided pressure, you either need to motion a tight end and max protect and then slide protect left. And you can see that he'll help pick up pressure off that side. Or you can, again, motion the running back and max protect. So here's the thing. If you motion the running back into the backfield in max protect, there are some pressures where he blocks to the inside and doesn't pick up the edge heat. There's a nice little secret where if you motion the running back and then max protect and snap right away, he'll pick up a corner blitzing off the edge. So something like this. You can see how he kind of tries to block the edge. Now, there was nobody blitzing off the edge, but if there was, he would have actually helped with picking up that blitz. So those are the 4 different ways to pick up pressure. Another thing you can do, again, is the wide receiver thing. You would obviously snap the ball when he crosses the left tackle. That's another way to do it as well. So you guys need to make sure to know all those ways to block pressure off of either edge. Okay, so moving on. Now let's talk about ways to beat certain coverages. Now, there's a number of ways to beat cover 2 in this, which is why I particularly like this formation. So let's go ahead and call the play drive wheel since it's not an audible. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into cover 2 concepts and choose random cover 2. And I'm going to base align because 90% of players like to base align their defense, and typically that makes it so you don't get a jam on the tight end or the receiver out wide on the right side. So we'll go ahead and base align, go ahead and press, and we got cloud flat coverage. So as we know, streak out route in a wheel is a very, very nice way to beat cover 2. Now, we may get screamed at in some of these examples, but we'll just go ahead and rock with it. So what I like to do is motion out the B receiver on drive wheel, and Janice is the guy we're looking for. You can see that he's open in the cover 2 window. We throw the ball down and outside, and possession catch it on the sideline. If he gets enough room, you can always lead him downfield and rat catch it. But this is a very, very nice read that is going to be pretty successful against a lot of these cover 2 coverage calls. So again, this is what it looks like. And it's pretty good. Now, eventually somebody is going to start manning up your wheel route. So that is when you're going to need to start using other cover 2 beaters, such as the play drive wide corner. Now, drive wide corner is going to be streak deep corner, and you don't have to worry about anything occupying a cloud flat because these deep corners are going to get beyond a cloud flat. So go ahead and show you right here that Jared Cook should be open. You just wait for him. He's going to run the post, and you're going to be able to throw that ball to the corner. Now, we caught that ball in traffic and probably shouldn't have, but if your receiver has enough speed, more often than not, you are going to be able to run this route down the seam and take the safety out of the equation. Now, the other thing to pay attention to is this mid-read zone. Most players will lurk with the mid-read, so I'm just going to go ahead and put him in a hook right here just to simulate that he's not going to run all the way deep with your corner route. So we'll go ahead and show that to you right here. And this is more so what to expect. And this is the route combination that got me a ton of yards in the Madden Bowl. Players didn't know really how to defend it. Now, on this side, if you were to put the ball on the other hash, you can run drive wide corner to the opposite side. So we've got this exact same play. What I like to do is I like to put Cook on a streak, motion him across the formation, and then quick snap it. And you can see he gets a boost off the line of scrimmage, and then our Y receiver is wide open on the sideline running his deep corner because of the cloud flat not being able to play him. So pretty good way to beat cover 2, but that's not it. So we're going to go ahead and call post corner read, which is a really, really good play. What I like to do with this play is I like to streak Cook if I can. I'll actually block him a lot of times to help with developing this play. But the thing about this play that works so well is that we have the ability for Cook to actually run an out route or a flat and pull down a cloud flat on that side. So we're going to be looking, if we can, to get Devontae Adams open on the C route. So we'll go ahead and show that to you. C route. And we took a sack, but you see that he was breaking open. The other nice thing about this play is that we have the post over the middle as well. So they can't really cover both the C route and the post from a cover 2 shell. So go ahead and snap the ball again. And again, Janice, you're going to try to throw that ball in the cover 2 window. Again, it's all going to depend on who they use her. So practice mode right now, the pass rush is getting to me and making me rush throws. But naturally, you would see that we would try to make the right read against the coverage. The C route is going to be very, very consistent for you. And you can see that the post pulls that safety in, and that if you're able to throw that C route against the cover 2, it could be a big play for you because of how the post is actually the lead receiver on this play. So he's going to get to the strong safety first and pull him inside as the C route is cutting outside. So that's always a nice thing as well. Other thing you could do is streak Cook and drag Montgomery. And what he'll do is be a nice little check down for you. You can see that how the zones drop really deep. You can throw the check down to Montgomery underneath and pick up a lot of yards against cover 2 as well. The thing that I like most about post corner read, however, is how good of a cover 3 beater it is. Now, we talk about how when you run a cover 3 beater, and I'm going to take the rushers out of the equation for right here, just put them on spies, just to show you how the coverage looks. If they were to run some sort of cover 3, you would naturally think, okay, we need a comeback route to occupy the outside deep third. And then we would just run streak skinny post down the other seam, and that should work. However, in this play, you don't need a comeback route. So we'll go ahead and show you. Watch how the outside C route occupies the deep third, and then you can bombs away to the skinny post over the top against cover 3. And that's going to be a really nice look in the event that you're facing somebody who likes to run cover 3 bluff or cover 3 match, any of those cover 3 coverages. So that is pretty much the post corner read play in a nutshell. We're going to go back and look at some other things here though. And the play drag curl is the play that I want to talk about. Drag curl has the potential, now it's not always going to be, but depending on what you're facing, it has to be the potential cover 4 beater. So we'll show you this right here, cover 4. What I like to typically do is I like to put Montgomery on a smart in route and hope that he can occupy the safety. Now, if he does, you're going to see that the B receiver gets over the top. Otherwise, you're going to see that he doesn't. It just kind of depends. It can be very, very random. It can depend on which hash you're on. So if I go ahead and I play the right hash on this play right here, we're going to do something very similar. And again, Montgomery on a smart in route. And you want to try to get that safety to bite. The other thing that's nice to know is that you can always pass lead. If that safety drops way too deep and you can't get over the top of him, you can always pass lead down and catch it in front of him. So that's always something you can do. Another thing I like to do if it's not working, now again, I'm not going to sit around all game and try to bait my opponent's cover 4. I'm just going to find other ways to beat him. You could try something like this against cover 4. Just something to try, anything to try to get that safety to stick. And again, you've got check downs on the other side of the field. Practice mode, not wanting to really bite on this. So otherwise, you do have that S route. It's a nice little down pass lead. Your opponent never really expects it. From time to time, it will be cover 4. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back to against cover 4 and go back to the play post corner read. I've seen this play from time to time also beat cover 4. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. If you can get that safety to bite, that's all you need. But if he doesn't, again, down pass lead to the post in front of the safety is your best bet to catch that. So if the safety's down in the box cheating, S route's going to be wide open for a touchdown. If he's not, pass lead it down and get a possession catch in front of the safety. Other thing to note is that you have that QB draw. Like I said, QB draw is very, very nice down on the goal line. Rodgers, I don't think, has 90 jump, so he's not going to be able to do the animation nearly as well. But if this is, say, like Mariota or Cunningham, probably Terrell Pryor. I haven't checked Terrell Pryor, but especially against cover 4, you have the ability to do that goal line leap with a quarterback with 90 jump. Now, like I said, Rodgers doesn't have it, but something like that where, they try to reach the ball out over the end zone line to score a touchdown. So that, in a nutshell, is what I like to do out of this formation. You guys are obviously going to be able to do whatever you want. There's a lot of stuff in this formation that you can really work with. Again, make sure to mix up who you're blocking, who's motioning in to block. Don't become, one-dimensional. Don't become robotic, because then people are going to know, okay, well, he's looking for Jared Cook on the deep corner. He's looking for Janice or whoever on the post, things like that. So if you mix up your play calls, mix in your crossing routes underneath to really occupy the short zones, you should have a lot of success against this. So I appreciate you guys' support. We're at about almost 130 subs. We're at 126 right now. A lot of the first subs from Twitch Prime, they have to renew. So hopefully they don't miss out on these tips. But those of you who continue to support, I'm glad to throw this your way. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys next Sunday with another sub tip.